doing what Paul Bennett does best all the way around Australia and all the way around the world. This is just a teaser of what we'll see a bit later on. Australia's premier aerobatic pilot, shown at all the air shows everywhere along the east coast. We'll be doing something in Perth, goes over to Adelaide as well, and of course has international commitments in South Korea and also China. He's the only pilot to fly civilian in South Korea, and there is very little flying in China. It's great that he's been able to make inroads there. This is the best tail slide that you will see anywhere in the world. No, it hasn't stopped. Just amazing how he keeps his situational awareness there. Get ready with your cameras, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be spectacular and noisy. Coming in now on a knife edge pass. Get those cameras ready. Now open. Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Thank you very much to Paul Mercurio for that, your member for attorneys. There are a couple of ex-drug runners that are actually flying here in Australia.
They're a lovely smooth aircraft to ride, and you've been in them.
Yes.
And it's just doesn't look at our things.
Actually about 16 and a half today. This is actually a replica aircraft that was built by Transavia, based in northwestern suburbs of Sydney, 1979. It has a welded steel tube fuselage instead of a wood.
In the lead, yep.
Beautiful aircraft there, Pete. Wonderful sound. The Tiger Moth aircraft was Australia's basic training aeroplane during the Second World War. This replica built in Australia as the Tigers fly over the top with the Stomp in the lead. They built 940 Stomps, and used principally by France, Belgium, and also the Belgian Congo. Was designed as a two-seat training and touring aircraft in the 1930s by Stomp and Vertonghen at Antwerp in Belgium. The classic statement in a lot of British aircraft.
Sure.
No, not good.
Wind chill, part of the heritage flight. Thank you, sir. I've just got a bottle of cold water from Mr. Lewis.
Taxis around. Imagine this is one of the early fighters in World War One. Give him a big wave. All pulling up their vertical, just hovering there, kicking it over. To be designed around the Curtiss OX5 V8 engine to use up the surplus supplies from World War One. A lot of that type of endurance flying over there, but Look at that Proctor. That is absolutely lovely. A very, very... Certified for civilian use, and in 1947-48 was ordered by the US Navy and the US Coast Guard. Very stable aircraft, a very easy aircraft to maintain, powered by a 280 horsepower Lycoming engine, World War I and World War II, and the most numerous civil aircraft, US civil aircraft of its day. All sorts of different engines that could be
Clean. 50 clean, yep.
First flew in October 1939. They built 1,140 odd of these. Big wave for everybody as they come back through. That beautiful Proctor going past us now. Very floaty. And of course, Jack in the Curtis Robert, this beautiful aeroplane. Give him a big wave and a round.
Darren is a long-term member here. And Larry Bell designed it. So this one is called Larry.
Two or three seat light observation training, reconnaissance scout and medevac helicopter. Used by the Australian Army. We had 65 of these, and was on both RAAF and Australian Army charge, flying with number 16 air observation. Big wave to Stephen D, what was called DOSAF. Give Steve a big wave and a round of applause here. What we've got there is a Shelby Daytona coupe replica, 1965. Come on, Paul, you're not trying. Of course, Paul has the advantage of...
What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? Paul Bennett and the Wolfbeck. Great aeroplane to fly, very manoeuvrable, quite fast.
As they come through in the Yak 50 and the Yak 52.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
...1984, and it was actually introduced in 1984. Smoke grenade launchers. They were based at RAAF Williamtown for training of joint terminal attack controllers. They were the former forward air controllers used to coordinate air support to ground troops. About 250 of these were produced to about 2011. 5 different variants, one of which was the Hawker Beechcraft 6 also widely used around the world. 12 different air arms operated the machine. Has a fantastic smoke system for those wingtips. Just have a look how the vortices actually turn those two strings of smoke later on into actual As a light observation helicopter to meet the 1960 US Army requirement. The Pale first flew in 1967 and well over 2,500 of these were built. Introduced in May 1969, used by 7 different military. These aircraft, together with the Hellcat, were the backbone of the operations of the US Navy across the Pacific. Fighter bomber, but look at the size of them. As I said, with the Hellcat and prior to that, the WARBIRD. There were 6 of the major. Now, of course, the Corsair, the bent wing bird, as water bombers, and they were also used to spray fire ants and all sorts of other things that you don't want in your trees or your crops. Holding as well. Very difficult to rebuild, and also to try and get hold of turrets. They are very, very expensive. 43. P-40. During the Pacific, and they put the brand new Allison V12 in, the V1710. Now again, V block, 1710 cubic inches. In the original form of the aircraft, it was very much more streamlined because the reduction gear that takes the power from the cylinders and the crankcase through to the propeller was a much longer, slimmer affair. So that was in the early models of B. Now, as the wing leader, he was allocated 2 aeroplanes, and on both of them, he could have his initials, Robert M. And V for Victory was his individual aircraft code that he operated with in P-40s in the Middle East, North Africa. You're right, the Spitfire and the Mustang.
The Mustang of 100 Squadron and your Royal Australian Air Force Roulettes. Now, Samuel, like you say, we're very different types of aircraft for what they...
That's actually quite a unique sound there. You got the V12 with the PD6s.
That's right. Look,
I could get used to that.
Now, of course, as I said, this is a modified variation of our normal display that we would do. And then 2 seasons ago, he joined the Roulettes as Roulette 2. In Roulette 3 position is Flight Lieutenant Kendall Dransfield, who is brand new this season, call sign Nugget. And as we go through that barrel roll, his background is on the C-130J Hercules aircraft. And then in Roulette 4 position is another one of our fast jet pilots, Flight Lieutenant Rich Taylor. He's actually from the United. Great opportunity to get another photo. I think we're about to do a wing over. We'll do that roll as well and then come in through for a steep turn. Now the Pilatus PC-21 is a fantastic aircraft to fly and can take students who join the Defence Force as a pilot right from their very first flight up to their operational conversion. So it really sets aircrew up really well for platforms like the F-35A Lightning II, the FA-18F Super Hornet and the EA-18.
And then after the CT4 we had the PC-9, which you would have seen just taxied down, and now the PC-21. And really in terms of capability, the PC-21 is an amazing aircraft, and
Now, having been on board when they've been that close, it is actually quite amazing to see how close these aircraft get, being 3 meters. And you can actually see the facial expressions. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, the loop finished with the bomb burst. Please put your hands together for your team. For their final move today.
It'd be ridiculous this morning.